everybody? Welcome back to Pick and Roll. We're back on a Friday for more NBA betting discussion and just overall talk about the sport of basketball. 4 official picks coming your way a little bit later on in the show, and it's going to be a good show. Last show before the Christmas weekend. Reminder for the schedule, we go live every weekday typically. Next week, it will only be on the Monday and Tuesday. We're going to get a little bit of a break for the holidays, but that doesn't stop us for today. You can catch this show live every weekday, typically on the Board NBA YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed there. And if you're watching there, make sure to drop a like. Absolutely smash the like button to help us with the YouTube algorithm. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you're following us there. If you're not following us already, stay up to date with everything about the show over on @TheBoardNBA on Twitter. So let's recap the picks that we had from yesterday. There were 2 plays in a small slate. Pips did say he liked the slate, and unfortunately, we go 1-1 for a small amount of profit. But let's take a look at the record on the season, as we always do, using the BetStamp app. Sign up for the BetStamp app. You can follow the picks here and also odd shop around for bets you want to make. Go to the Find Better section, and up in the media picks, you can find the Pick and Roll show. This season, we're up 10 units, 11.8% return on investment, and a 46-30 record. Actually, this is actually 46-31. This one is not synced to the record as of yet. I need to go and change that, but 46-31 on the season. Yesterday, Bradley Beal and Larry Markkinen go over. That was relatively no sweat. CJ McCollum easily went over this. Devin Vassell, unfortunately, is the player that lets us down, and we'll flip to Pips about maybe the loss here. What happened to Devin Vassell? I think it was just a bad shooting night for the player.
No, that was. I was actually expecting way more from him, and he was completely put in the jail by Herbert Jones, Dyson Daniels, and Jose Alvarado. Like when you have three of these guys just switching up on you and constantly being on you, and entire focus of them was just stop Devin Vassell and you're gonna win, and they managed to do that. So yeah, that one I regret betting it. I think it was decent, but I didn't know they will focus so much on him, even though like there was some logic behind it. So yeah, this one is on me. Yeah, he did shoot poorly, but most of the shots were just forced because he couldn't do anything. He couldn't get wide open shots. So whenever he get the ball, he was forcing it and taking bad shots because he was probably frustrated with how great defense was on him. And yeah.
Understood. That's unfortunate. Let's flip to the other game, and this will be a nice segue into our discussion topic for today. If you've seen from the YouTube thumbnail and title, Wizards and Jazz. Jazz win this one after a really good fourth quarter from them. Bradley Beal had no problem covering his line. Larry Markkinen, he didn't cover by that many points, but it just seemed like he was consistently on his way to going over the 20 points that the bet was for on him. Just your thoughts on the Wizards in this game and how it fell apart to the Jazz here.
I mean, it was pretty easy win from the Jazz from the start. Like they were changing, like it was a tight game for like two and a half quarters, and then when the shots were started to drop, yeah, this was. I don't know what to say about the Wizards. They are losing so many close games. Like they lost, I think 14 out of the last 16, and 12 games were up by 10 or less points, something like that. I don't know. So they get close, but they never win, and yeah, that's just unfortunate. And I think they have a decent team, but not good enough to make a playoffs, and they are so injury prone. Like Porzingis and Bill missed half the games, and yeah, supporting cast is decent, and everything about them is decent, and they're just not
And
good enough.
that's the problem. This is the discussion I want to get into. They're decent. They're decent, but they're not good enough to make the playoffs. So sinking, what was it, $250 million into Bradley Beal for like $50 million a year. The contract is something outrageous like that. Also adding in a no trade clause, which, by the way, if you follow the NBA, no trade clauses never happen. Like they just almost never happen. So the fact that he got a complete no trade clause is ridiculous based on how much money he's getting. Now, the title is a little bit baity, I'll say that. Bradley Beal, I mean, look, this guy's just, the Wizards are going to offer him that money. He's going to stay there. He's happy to continue to play in Washington. But the Wizards franchise, it's very clear that this core can go nowhere. With the amount of money that they're giving Bradley Beal, it's going to be incredibly difficult in an already small market to add talent around Bradley Beal. I'm not expecting you to have an answer for this, but what is with the Wizards' commitment to just being so mediocre that they don't make the playoffs, but also, excuse me, can't get a good draft pick as well?
Yeah, that just doesn't make sense. Like it was like obvious like 3 years ago that this team needs to do something like probably go for a trade for Bill, and that not trade clause was like the last nail in the cuff, like from the Wizards front office. And I love Bill. He's an amazing player. When he is in good physical shape, condition, he can score 30 every night. But he obviously isn't. He's playing like in some stints. Like we talk like how he's passive to start the games and everything, but the truth is he just can't play the entire game on the scoring level he used to.
Yeah.
He will just I that's something we could see last night. Like he will just go to shoot three to take 3 shots in a row for 3 possessions and score because he's an amazing scorer. And you will just see him just catching the breath and having conditional problems. And yeah, and that's expected when you miss like 5 games, then play 3, then miss 5, then play 5. I mean, he's not. His injuries are killing him, and yeah.
From if like they basically paid him as like the former 31 30 point per game player that he used to be. He's down this season. He's doing it very efficiently. These are good numbers. Don't get me wrong. He's averaging almost 24%, almost 24 points per game on 52% shooting. Like that's exceptional for a player especially in his position. I don't know if that's 50 million exceptional. He's 29, a lot of injury troubles. He's got 5 years of this contract. I just think the Wizards are are handcuffed throughout this entire process with Beal on their team. I do want to also bring in Kyle Kuzma to this discussion because he is actually playing quite well for this Wizards team, and there's a lot of contenders looking at him like he could be a really nice role player to slot in there. And I really love this situation for Kuzma because he's a late first round pick who had just all this hype around him in LA for not like because he had a good summer league essentially. All this hype has always surrounded Kyle Kuzma. And for the player, so much media attention, could not live up to that hype. And despite always being a good player, and we've seen how important he was to that Lakers championship, always had this slander about him. But now going to a small market where the focus isn't as much on him, he's playing great basketball right now. And he's just being himself. He's not living up to any expectations. He's just going out there and playing his games. Is Kyle Kuzma a player you think the Wizards should absolutely try to move at the deadline to just try to get some younger assets and then some draft picks maybe?
I was first started saying that Kyle Kuzma had amazing rookie season. Like he was amazing. He had 16 points on average on 37% from three, and with his athleticism, that looked amazing. And then he had the poor season two shooting wise, and yeah, everything went. But I will agree, Kuzma is playing amazing. You now know exactly what you get when you get Kuzma. There is no more like crazy expectations out of him, so that's great for him, and he can be a great third or fourth option on a good team. You just don't need you can have him as like second guy or first option. That's like terrible. But if he's like fourth option on the team, he's amazing fourth option. Like many teams will kill for to have Kyle Kuzma as the fourth option because he can create his own shots and he's like he's a good scorer and he can defend. Like
Mhm.
he showed like last 2 seasons that he improved in defense. He can actually do some creating for others. His assist numbers over the last 2 seasons increased, And when Bill was out, he was having like triple doubles and stuff. He's a great rebounder for his size. So yeah, you get a pretty decent player with Kyle Kuzma, and I think many teams will improve with having him on their roster.
I guess it's just me. Like I'm just being super into basketball. I have a fascination with like the third, fourth, fifth guys in a starting lineup that are just overlooked but very essential. Like every team who wins a championship, you have these guys playing a specific role who are vital to the team. I love just in-depth analysis on those guys. That's why I wanted to bring up Kuzma. But some of the chatters here getting a little bit to the festive season with Christmas coming up here. I'm wearing a Christmas sweater, of course. If you're watching anywhere, not just listening to the audio, uh, you're seeing us getting a little bit to the Christmas spirit. More people getting into the Christmas spirit rather are the people over at Thrive Fantasy. We're going to move over into our segment now, and they are offering up an outstanding Christmas Day player prop contest. Remind you guys about Thrive is a daily fantasy sports and esports app for player prop with Thrive. You can eliminate the countless hours spent on research going into these games, especially you're busy for the holiday season. You can focus on the top tier athletes, and with this Christmas Day contest, you can do exactly that. Go over to the NBA section of their contest live when you go over to thrivefantasy.com, and we're interested in this one, the $20 NBA Christmas Day. Only $20 to enter, and $25,000 in that prize pool. First place will take home $5,000. A great selection of players. Yesterday, Pips was talking about a couple of the plays that he liked. He liked the Westbrook and Luka Doncic on their overs for this. And we're going to go through a couple more in just a second over here to help you guys make your selections. But just again, with Thrive Fantasy, this great contest, and with code HAMMER, you can sign up for a 100% instant deposit match up to $250. You want to add some action to your Christmas Day, just to liven it up that little bit more, you can with Thrive Fantasy. Get signed up today. So, Pips, we'll go over to you. Couple of picks that you brought up yesterday. Any more that you want to add on to your selections for the Christmas Day slate?
So I would just add one more, and that's John Morant over 6.5 assists. They are playing the Golden State Warriors. The pace will be high. Desmond Bain should be back. So John Morant will, with them finally being complete, Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr., I think he will look more to assist. And over the last couple of, I would say, 10 games, I think he had 10 or more assists in like 8. So he's looking way more to pass. And with them being complete in a high-paced matchup against the Warriors who struggle on defense, I think this is a great spot.
Love the selection. Love the picks here. Get involved with Thrive Fantasy with that code HAMMER. $25,000 in prizes available for this contest, but over the course of the week, Thrive Fantasy has $200,000 in guaranteed prizes across the sports. So a great time, again, to get involved. NBA Christmas Day always provides some great action. I will concur with the comment here from Tuna. Christmas Day followed up by Boxing Day in the Premier League is outstanding content. I will go a little bit further. This is a bit of a deep cut for myself, but when we get into this period of the year, very deep cut for myself. I'm not sure anybody watching will agree with me, but the PDC World Championships, which is essentially the darts World Championships, are in full swing right now. And if you guys aren't into darts, give it a try. I absolutely love watching it. If you understand the game and you just learn a little bit, it is outstanding content. Trust me. Right now in the World Championships, they're in the round of 32. They're progressing to the round of 16. And I highly recommend for the action over there. But again, that is a super deep cut. But hey, we have an agreement here from Tuna as well. All right.
I'm actually I play dart like every year for like I'm actually a decent playing dart. But
are you a fan of watching it all?
Yeah, I am. I was watching quite a lot of the World Series and yeah, but the thing in Croatia, like every bar has dart, like to play dart, so that's common game here in Croatia.
There's in Canada where I am, in Toronto, some places have darts. Not every once in a while you see a place with darts, and I go play. I'm not good at all. Like if I'm playing darts, it's just for like I play around the world, which is just hitting the numbers. Whereas like if you're actually playing for points, you want to go for triples and doubles. I'm just like happy to hit just the number in general, going 1 through 20. So I'm mostly a watching person there, but I do enjoy throwing them from time to time if it's paired with some drinks. But that is some action junkie stuff. There you go. Hey, it's fun. Trust me, it's fun. All right, with that, let's not keep you waiting any longer. Let's move into the official picks segment of the show. And another great slate to work with. And Pips has 4 official plays for you guys, including a 1.5 unit banger. And this is just one of the 2 plays involved as the Bucks are visiting the Brooklyn Nets. Milwaukee looking to bounce back from that loss to the Cavaliers. And this is going to be a great game. This is like a Christmas Day preview because this could be a Christmas Day game. Bucks have the Nets today. Then I think they get the Celtics on Christmas. Here is the first play.
So our first play is Giannis over 29.5 points with Kyrie over 19.5 points. It is minus 150 in the DraftKings, and that's for 1.5 unit. And I'll just say, like, Giannis had an amazing game against the Cleveland. He scored 45 points against the Cavaliers, who are like the best defense in the NBA and the best rim protection in the NBA with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. And then he scored the game previously. He scored 42 points against one of I would say like third or fourth best defense in the NBA, and I think second best rim protection or like points in the paint. So he had back to back 42 and 45 points, and now he's playing against the Nets. And earlier this season, I know they changed the coach, but earlier this season he scored 43 points against them. So yeah, this is just an amazing spot for him. And yeah, that's Giannis against. They're switching, and if they like if they put Ben Simmons 1-on-1 against Giannis, I love it. If they put Claxton on him, I love it. If
Yeah.
they put KD on him, like he'll just feast inside, and there is no way someone can stop him in transition. And yeah, I just love it. And the second part of this bet is obviously Kyrie. Like I don't know, like the last 3 games against the last 4 games against the Bucks, he scored 38, 38, 25, and 27, and yeah, that's pretty much expected. And he's now in a great form. Like he scored 33, 33, 24, 32, and 38 in the last 5 games. So he's getting in a great form, and he had a great history against the Bucks. And one of the main reasons for that is that they play drop coverage on pick and rolls, and Kyrie is one of the most skillful players of all times and one of the best pull-up shooters ever. And his mid-range games is like top notch. So we have a history of playing guys like Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and great pull-up shooters against the Bucks. And Kyrie Irving is probably the best out of them. So we'll go with him to score 20 plus points. And if you look at the last couple of games, he scored 20 plus points in like last 10 of the 11 games. And yeah, I love it.
Just not that I'm questioning the pick. I just kind of want your thoughts on the. It's going to be a good matchup between Kyrie Irving and Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday, obviously a great defender. Does obviously that doesn't concern you very much, but I was just kind of wondering what you think Drew Holiday can do to try and stop Kyrie Irving today.
I don't think he can do anything. Like I love Drew Holiday, but we saw like Donovan Mitchell scored 36, and it looked pretty effortless.
That's a
And
good point.
the guards can't do much when you play deep drop coverage. Like you can just try to bother a player as much as you can, but he still have wide open shots, and especially if they play like Drew Holiday, if they play like I don't know, like the group if they play with Simmons, pick and rolls, yeah, or dribble handoff or stuff that's like wide open shots for Kyrie on every possession because the Ben Simmons guards are staying far behind him, and they just don't have enough time to get to contest on Kyrie Irving. And yeah, you just need to set a decent screen for Kyrie, and he'll have wide open shots for the entire game.
Sometimes he doesn't even need screens to hit wide open shots. He can just cook and get his own shot. So,
Yeah, he's
love the spot
amazing.
there. Let's move into the second play now. And you were a fan of the Bucks Nets game in the first play. You're also a fan of the second game. We're going back down to one unit for the rest of the plays here. But second one is Kevin Durant and the aforementioned Drew Holiday. Here's the play.
Yeah. So our second bet is KD over 24.5 points and Drew Holiday over 15.5 points. And not as great as the first one, but I love this one too. And this game is projected to be a very close game with 2 point spread. So if there is no blowout, I love both of these plays. And the first one is KD. Similar reasons. Giannis is amazing defender, but he struggles with screen navigation, so he's pretty slow. He has a great recovery, but he's pretty slow there. And with wide open mid range, as I earlier said, KD will just shoot over it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, KD against the drop coverage like one of the deadliest things in the entire league. And if you look at the last 4 games, same thing as the Kyrie, he scored over this line in all four, and he had averaged 30 points against the Bucks over the last 4 games. So that's great. And if you take for the entire season at this line, like KD is clearing it with an amazing rate. He cleared this line in 27 out of the 31 games. So under in only 4 out of 31. That's 87% clear rate. And the two unders came against the Toronto Raptors. So, yeah, yeah.
And we know
Then
how
there's
they
no
defend
way.
KD.
Yeah, there's no way they defensive like that. And the last under came against the Golden State Warriors when they were 40 points up at the halftime. So, if you, yeah, that's KD is clearing this line
And also,
consistently for the entire
we
season.
sorry, just on Durant with the Raptors. Twice the Raptors doubled him like crazy and hit it. Another time they did double him like crazy, and he still easily cleared this line. So he can
Yeah,
still do that stuff.
and second part of this bet is Drew Holiday over 15.5 points. He cleared this line in 9 out of the last 10 games. The only game he didn't is the last game against the Cleveland when Giannis is just killing them. And the thing is, the Nets switch. I know you probably will understand this bet because you've seen Toronto Raptors scoring against the Nets in the last quarter when Barnes and Fred VanVleet just driving to the rim like with no resistance at all.
Mhm.
And Drew Holiday is like strong as a bull, and he's great driving down, and he'll just shoot over the guys, and he'll just have layups, and he is actually forcing some shots, and I think he'll have a couple of threes as well. So I think on this lower line, and he's in this great matchup for Drew Holiday. Like he on against the switching defense with couple of bad defenders, he'll just get himself on Kyrie or on like Utah Watanabe or yeah, some guys, and he will score inside. And this lower line, I think the biggest issue with Drew Holiday, obviously, this is his shooting efficiency and consistency. But if he take this lower line, he can cover this line even with like way below average shooting, and I think he will have actually a decent night.
So another same game parlay there for the Bucks and the Nets. We're gonna move into the third play here. A bit of a betting trend you have on this show is fading the Rockets when there's a good guard playing against them. There's a really good guard playing against them tonight in Luka Doncic. Here's the third play.
So we are betting Luka Doncic to score 29.5 points, which is minus 105 at BetMGM. This is just amazing. Like, how could we get Luka Doncic 29.5 points against the Rockets? Like, that's actually like I was thinking that was a mistake at first.
Blowout.
Like,
There's a blowout. That's the only thing.
I would say okay, blowout, but the spread is 6 points, and
Yeah, yeah.
Dallas lost 9 out of 12 away games, so they are
That's a good
performing
point.
poor at on the road, and Houston Rockets are actually playing decent at home. So one of the issues, like people probably don't know this, and as a huge Rockets fan, Rockets are 10th best defense over the last 11 games in December, and that's just amazing when you look at that. But still, and they have played some great teams. Like they played Heat, they played Phoenix Suns twice, they played Bucks, and they played great teams, and they still have amazing defensive record. But I'll just say, like Luka Doncic at 29 and a half, yeah, he will get the Houston Rockets are a young and experienced team, and they'll just give him like 10 to 15 free throws. And if he hits some threes, and still he started shooting well over the last couple of weeks, and yeah, that's like I think he'll get this line probably in the third three quarters.
Ooh,
And the thing is, with Luka Doncic, I think that this is like Dallas versus Houston, same conference, same in the same division game, and I think he could be up for a great game. And just wanted to say something else, but I will just forgot what I wanted to say.
no problem. If it comes back, let me know. But Luka Doncic, maybe a little bit of a preview. He's got a big Christmas Day coming up against
Yeah,
the Lakers.
I I got it. Like I think this line is probably lower because Luka Doncic had like a terrible game, two terrible games in a row. I would say terrible. Like he almost had triple double, but that's Luka Doncic.
Terrible by his standards.
Yeah, he had 19 and 25 points against the Wolves. And I actually made a thread on Twitter about the defense of McDaniels. Like, yeah, amazing on defense.
Yeah, I
He
remember I
was,
saw that tweet.
yeah, he was like, he's one of the best stopping players, like Luka Doncic. And not that just he was on him, but they completely adapted their defense to stop Luka Doncic. They were doing some amazing stuff on defense, and Luka Doncic, like that's not even comparable to the tonight's game when Rockets were just giving like a single coverage and pray for the best. And yeah, just completely different spot. And he's actually scored 25 points in the last game with amazing defense on him. And I think he can for sure get five more against these Rockets.
I love it. Love the play there. Really good line on Luka Doncic. Maybe a bit lower than it should be. We'll see if that moves throughout the day. I have a suspicion that it will. Before we go into the fourth pick, I want to remind you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, to smash the like button. If you're enjoying the content, let us know you're supporting the channel. Help this get on some more recommended pages so we can boost up some numbers. And subscribe if it's your first time watching. We do shows like this every weekday, except for next week because we're on holiday. So help us out by supporting the Board NBA channel and the Hammer Betting Network. All right, fourth play, another same game parlay. Blazers against the Nuggets. I feel like these two teams, whenever they match up, always provide some entertaining games. And you like the Blazers for their player props. Here is the play.
So our play is Damian Lillard over 6.5 assists combined with Nurkic over 11.5 points, which is minus 120 at DraftKings. So the last game these two teams played, we had Lillard assists combined with Nikola Jokic points, and it was a winner. A pretty easy one, like
Yeah.
almost at the halftime. And it's a shame that we don't have Nikola Jokic lines now. So I will probably go again with the same bet, but with his line not up because Jamal Murray is questionable. I'm going with Nurkic over 11.5 points. I think if someone remembers the last time we spoke about this, is they just hedge the pick and roll with some blitz, some traps, but mostly they just hedge the pick and roll with Damian Lillard. And in the last game these two teams played, Damian Lillard had 19 potential assists and ended up the game with 12 assists, which is like way above this line.
Yep.
And Nurkic had also an amazing game, and he scored 21 points because when they hedged the screen, he had like easy layups against the Nikola Jokic. And Nikola Jokic is not one of the quickest guys that he can recover this quickly. And if we take a look at the last 17 games of Nurkic, he covered this line in 14 games. So he usually covers this line, but this is a great matchup for him. And the Jokic defense and rim protection is one of the worst in the league. I think if we take a look at inside the 5 feet of the rim, Denver Nuggets allows the highest field goal percentage. So they are like not great at defending the rim, and Nurkic inside could draw some fouls against the smaller guys when they tag him on the roll after the hedge. And yeah, he can feast like whenever team heads the screens and the pick and rolls. That's the great spot for bigs, and this is not any difference here. And
Yeah.
also, I would just like to, as you already said, guys, please, like we are trying our best like every day of the week. So please give us like, give us subscribe to help us grow. That's like 5 seconds of your life and means a lot to us. And I hope for you to show us some support.
Yeah, we're giving out the content for free. We plan on giving out winners. Take a few seconds out of your day to support the content 100%. You said it best. And especially in the giving season right now. We're in the Christmas period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
also wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you and to your families. And we'll see after the Christmas on Monday. So wish you a great weekend.
yeah, let's recap all 4 picks before we officially wrap up the show. Appreciate the kind words coming from you guys, but let's also try to get some winners here as well. With first one, we have another 1.5 unit play. Merry Christmas indeed, as we have 2 plays in the Bucks Nets game. First one is Giannis over 29.5 and Kyrie Irving over 19.5 points. Those also could be listed at 30 plus or 20 plus as well. So make sure you're checking around for that. It's just for tracking purposes. I always do for the 0.5. That is minus 115 at DraftKings. And again, that is a 1.5 unit play. Second one is Durant over 24.5 and Drew Holiday over 15.5 points in the same game. That is minus 105 at DraftKings. Let's move into the third pick, a straight play on Luka Doncic over 29.5 points. That is minus 105 at BetMGM. Pips loves fading his Houston Rockets, that's for sure. And a viewer here, we have NBA Props 20, big on Twitter. They're saying that this is a good buy low spot here because, well, according to them, if they're going to blow out the Rockets, it's because Luka's going to hit his 30 points. If they don't blow him out, he's going to get the minutes to try and get these 30 points. So that's an interesting way to look at it as well, and I like that. Fourth play, Blazers at Nuggets. Damian Lillard over 6.5 assists. Had success with that in the previous matchup between these two teams, and we're pairing that with Nurkic over 11.5 points. That is minus 120 at DraftKings. So loaded card for us, loaded slate. 2 days before Christmas from myself and Pips. Again, thank you so much for supporting us on Pick and Roll. Been a great season so far, bringing you the content. I have certainly been enjoying it, and I hope you guys have been as well. If you're tailing the picks, you definitely have been enjoying the show. That is for sure. But we wish you a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate that. We wish you a very happy holidays for whatever you celebrate or whatever you're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. Reminder, next week we will be live Monday and Tuesday, not for the rest of the week to take a little bit of time off. And just give us a subscribe on YouTube, drop a like over there, follow the board NBA on Twitter, and check out the Hammer Betting Network, whether it's the Hammer HQ on YouTube or the Hammer.bet in your browser for more sports betting content. As much as, maybe we're not doing stuff, NFL season is in full swing. You can get more betting picks and content over on the Hammer Betting Network. Thanks again, guys. Let's go find some winners, and we'll see you on Monday.